Hello, Ms. Minnick, helping CompSci 101 students learn to use endl and escape sequences. Here I have a program that attempts to print out Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, some planets of our solar system. When I run the program, you'll see that it's poorly formatted output. Everything's on the same line of output. However, in the code, it was typed as 4 separate cout statements. The error is a logic error. The coder should have used endl in this way, along with the output operator, 2 less than symbols, typed in appropriately. With separate endl statements at the end of each cout statement, we see better output. If you forget a single endl along with its output operator, in this case, I predict that the H in hello, Mars, will be butted up against the H in Earth because there's no endl that sort of brings the cursor down to the next line. Watch. As predicted, the H in hello, Mars is right next to the H in Earth because there was no endl here. I'm going to put the endl back, and I'm even going to put another endl, which you can put as many of these endls together using the output operator each time in front of endl to chain them together. You now effectively have a blank line because after the H in Earth, you placed 2 endls, which, if you follow along with my logic, the first endl brings the cursor where I'm waving my mouse down to the next blank line, to the next line, I should say. And then this second endl brings the cursor from where it currently is down to where the H in hello, Mars is about to be displayed. When that cout statement ends, of course, the next line of code executes, and this hello, Mars appears at this line where the cursor is at that moment blinking. Of course, we don't see this actually blink and move in real time. It happens so quickly, our eyes just see the final output. Just to be technical, this endl here has moved the cursor down from the S in Mars down to the next line. It doesn't really, well, it does kind of show up here as a white box. But taking away that endl and its matching output operator and running this variation, it sort of looks the same, except for the fact that this white box is there instead of down here. For style, I prefer that you do end with an endl to flush that down to the next line. Running the program one last time, we have this extra blank here. I don't really want that blank, so I take away this endl in the output operator. Another focus of this video is to review some escape sequences. If you read my notes and any other materials that we have available for this course, \n, whoops, that's a /n, / double quote, / single quote, and \t are often covered in this course. Together, that's called an escape sequence, \n, where the / is called the escape operator, and the \n can pretty much be considered a replacement for endl, but you don't put \n strictly in place of where you have the endls. It won't work that way. You'll have an error message. If you want to use a \n as a new line, the n stands for new line, like the endl, which I think stands for end line. The \n would have to be used somewhere in the double quotes. In this case, it would have to be after the y, but before the closing double quote symbol, right there. You would not place it here, and you would not want this unnecessary output operator at that time because it would give you an error message. You still have to end the statement with a semicolon. And with that change to all the lines in this particular program, we'll have the same output that we had a moment ago with 4 endls. Confirming that. I have an error message because I blew it there on that hello Mars. I typed the wrong thing, as you can see, and I forgot a double quote symbol right there. Okay, now I think I have everything correct, and it displays all 4 planets on their own lines. So just to recap, this is sort of equivalent to using endl. It's just a different way of doing it. You might prefer the endl way, you might prefer this way. In general, except for rare occasions, I don't care which method you would use for new lines. I'm not really in favor of arbitrarily using different methods, especially when you have 4 lines of code together and you just arbitrarily do it one way here and another way in these 3 spots. That doesn't make sense to me, formatting consistency wise. But \n works perfectly fine there. One more time. Because of \n being in the cout stream, as we call it, right there inside the double quotes, you could actually move this \n that's separating the Y in Mercury from the H in Hello Venus. You could technically put the \n here. Just to confirm that, again, not that this is good style, but watch. The output is still the same, simply because this is where the cursor drops down from the Y to the next line for Hello Venus instead of up here. So you might occasionally see someone type code where they consistently, at least, use \n at the beginning of strings, which are string literals, which are phrases here in double quotes. Again, I'm not in the favor of this way of doing it, but it works. And right now I'm going to leave it like that. Another escape sequence is \t, which is short for tab. If you wanted to, for some reason, tab the words Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars over a little bit, just like in Microsoft Word, you would hit the Shift key or not the Shift key, I'm sorry, the Tab key on the keyboard. You could put \t in place of the single spaces that we have and watch the effect of these tabs. When I run the program, instead of Hello Mercury separated by a space, I get a little gap. Apparently that is the spot right here where the next tab zone is. If you put 2 tabs in there, like 2 \t's, it works as you would expect. We'll just have a larger gap. It'd be like hitting the tab key twice if we were in Microsoft Word. For that matter, you could put as many of these \n's together as you want to effectively double space or triple space your output. I'm going to use copy and paste here. Watch me Command V, Command V, Command V on the keyboard, and now I get big gaps between all my 4 planets, as well as the big gaps of tabs. One more escape sequence that you should, well, 2 more that are similar. One of the problems with using double quotes to surround your string literal is that what if you wanted a double quote to appear around hello world? So I'm just going to delete all of this code and keep it simple here for this example. So let's pretend that your name is, well, let's just pretend that we want a set of quotes around the word world. Well, right now when I run this version of the program, the quotes don't show up in the output. I hope you just picked up on that by now. The quotes are used to surround what it is that you're printing out, but they themselves don't print out. What if you just insisted that you wanted the word world itself to be in double quotes? Here, let me give you a better example. He said hello as some dialogue in a short story or a book. So you would want he said, comma, then hello to be, hello exclamation mark to be in its own set of double quotes. So maybe you use one set of double quotes to surround the whole string, and then you just simply put the inner double quotes there. Well, that gives you error messages. You can't do that in C++, perhaps another computer language. So to have this inner double quote, if you will, print out, you would precede it with the escape operator, the backslash symbol. That tells C++ to do not treat that double quote as the closing double quote to this beginning double quote delimiter, but rather just print it out as is. And of course, don't print the backslash. Just like \n 5 minutes ago in this video did not actually display a \n. It was just secret code sort of to tell the computer to print a new line. So right here, that double quote, if you're following me, needs a backslash right in front of it. And so now these two inner double quotes just print as double quote symbols in the actual output window. The outer double quotes are still being used as delimiters. And there you go, that is exactly what I wanted. So I'm using the escape sequence backslash double quote. If you want single quotes, for some reason, instead of double quotes here, you would do the same thing, but just use a single quote symbol with a backslash in front of each one. So there I get single quotes around hello. Tragically, I guess you could say, if you don't remember to put one of these backslashes, you sometimes get what you want and sometimes you don't. In this case, I got lucky because the outer set of double quotes does not conflict with the inner set of single quotes. But in general, it might be safer to use a backslash single quote. I'm just going to be bold here and put single quotes around everything. Instead of, for now, I'm just going to put single quotes there. Watch this. That gives me gobbledygook. That's creating a character constant, which normally when we use single quotes, we only mean to put one letter inside. So this might work actually with the letter H. But if you wanted single quotes around that H, that would cause problems. Now, if you put the backslash in front of the inner double quotes, I see that also causes problems. So don't do that. Anyway, that's a wrap on using \n, backslash double quote, backslash single quote, and backslash T for tab, as well as endl, as we saw at the beginning of the video. Have a great day.